What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USD. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. It's the 29th day of December at about $602 with 8 hours and 30 minutes left in this day. We have rejected. This, my friends, is what is known as a fake out. Unfortunately, it's a fake out to the upside. We had a fake out before, right here. And that was the aftermath. A higher low. That was the aftermath. Now, inevitably, we did crash lower, right? I wouldn't expect the same end result here to happen, that we form a higher low and that inevitably we crash lower. That's not what I'm expecting. But just to make you aware of the dynamic at play here, we could go pretty low. We could go, and we could even go below this low and form a higher low here. Right? I mean, we went lower than this low, but we formed a higher low here. We might go lower than this low, but form a higher low there. Like that. That might be exactly what happens. There's a chance that Bitcoin Cash does go below $560 again. This is a harsh rejection. Now we have 8 hours and 27 minutes left. Volatility is the name of the game here. We've seen some volatility over the past couple of days. Might we get some to the upside? It's possible. If we can reverse, by the end of today or tomorrow or, sometime soon, if we can come back up here, well, then the odds of us going down to about 580, 570, $20 to $30 lower from where we are now goes down greatly. If we can revert back up to these prices around 630 or even 620. But there's a chance where, again, we don't just stop at 570, 580, where we move lower, and maybe we find support somewhere around 550, right here at prior support here, just below that low there, prior resistance here, 555, 550. There's a chance that we do go down there as well. But again, I wouldn't assume that happens by the end of the year. I would think that would happen sometime in the beginning of January if we were to go lower. I do expect January to open up red for most cryptos, but I hope it opens up red. If it opens up green, my superstitions would scare me a little bit. But it'd be better to open up red, in my opinion. But we'll see. Time will tell. Maybe we open up green and we close green. That'd be nice. But $601 now. Looking like we are rejecting. It's a formal rejection here. Not a lot of volume on that breaking out candle, that attempt, that fake out candle there, but a lot more volume here on this candle that's rejecting. So it definitely looks real, in my opinion. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there, okay? 1 hour time frame. Yes, you are picking up some volume as you're dropping. It looks like whoever bought the wick here sold right there. Very similar levels of volume. I don't know. We've seen these high levels of volume come in before, and that was at the low there. I mean, that was at a relative low here. Might we be at a relative low? It's possible. RSI looks reset at the very least. It does look bearish right now, but you're in a bit of a downtrend. Maybe it's time to break out and go up. So maybe over the next day or two, we do actually move up. That'd be nice. Stochastics are bearish. Absolutely they are. And the MACD's bearish, building bearish momentum. 4 hour time frame here. The MACD's actually bullish. You did die off your bullish momentum. You did have some bearish divergence. But that move has happened now. Where the divergence started was here. Over here, you're below that point. I'm sorry, you're below that point. So therefore, I don't think you have to go lower. You can, but you don't have to. You've actually seen the move that this bearish divergence dictates or calls for. Same thing here, bearish divergence on the RSI and on the stochastics. You've come down, reset your stochastics. Your MACD has a chance to provide a false cross here, or at least it's reset to some degree. And your RSI has lower lows while providing higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is what that's called. If we're looking at this from a relative low here to a relative high, you've gone to your 0.5. Bitcoin Cash likes its 0.5. It likes to typically go just below there. But lately, when I say lately, I mean like this month, it's actually like to bounce right off of it. And see, typically you go just below there. But here you did bounce off it, and then you came down. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. At this point, I am going to call for us to go lower, about $585. I might be off, give or take, by like $9 in either, or $5 in either direction. I don't think we go below 580, but we could go as low as 550 and still be okay. okay? Again, let me say that because I have a way with words that can confuse sometimes. This is where I think we're going to go. Give or take $5. So like a range like this, little box. We're going to go here. This is our box of glory. That's the glory box. That's where we're going to go right there, okay? If we don't find support here, then either we're moving up right now and I'm wrong, or we go lower to the golden ratio zone, in which case I'm also wrong, and then we bounce from there. If we don't bounce from here, well, then we can talk about prices below $500, potentially. But until then, I'd rather not, because I don't even think we're going to go down here, but it's a possibility nonetheless that we should address. The most likely outcome is that we bounce at about $585. Now, that's where the 382 was. It was about $585, right? If I put this line right here, let's see if we can find 585. It's close, but no cigar right there. That's close enough. You take that line away, you put the fib back on there, it's right there. It's literally right there. Prior support right here a little bit, and support right there. resistance, right? Somewhat of a significant area, and then relative to the fibs, the 382, I like that as a zone for support. And then I'm also curious, what about this low to high here? Is there any relevance there? It's also kind of, I was going to say, it's also your golden ratio zone, it looks like. It is, yeah. It's right in the heart of your golden ratio of this relative retracement here, which it's less significant, but it's still significant enough. That golden ratio zone is still significant. And then on this more significant fib, which honestly is still pretty insignificant, the 382 is right there as well. So it makes sense to me. 580, 590, somewhere in there, 585. I think we nailed it right on the head. That's where you're going to go and bounce. If I'm wrong, maybe you bounce here or you go lower, but 550 is the lowest I'd give us, at least at this point in time. Looking at this on the daily time frame, I want to look at the 4 hour one more time real quick, because I know we looked at the indicators, but I feel like I kind of glazed over the RSI. Yeah, we didn't even talk about this, right? Man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we don't go lower. Or if we do, we don't go too much lower. Look, we're very close to the bottom of this here. Doesn't mean we have to find support there, right? Like here, whenever we take this line, we were right there at the bottom there. Did we find support momentarily, but we still went through, right? We can go lower, but at least from here, we would expect to go a little bit lower. And in that little bit lower, I mean, could we drop 20 bucks from here? Yeah, I think so. Daily time frame. I don't like the rejection. I'm not a big fan of that. But we've seen this kind of behavior before with Bitcoin Cash, haven't we? I mean, talking about fake outs here, right? Getting a higher daily close here, and then rejecting, still getting a higher low. That's a fake out there. You didn't get a higher high, you had a lower high, but the closing prices were higher, right? And you had some volume come in. That was a fake out there. You came down, still formed a higher low, but you came very, very near to that low. You had a little bit of a fake out here, came down, had a little bit of a fake out here, came down, had a fake out there, came down, had a move up, came down, right? It's a very, very volatile coin, and that's why we love Bitcoin Cash. Unfortunately for me, I'm not taking the opportunity to trade at all here, because as fun as it would be to catch all of these little moves, which, you know, honestly, we probably could do with ease. Like, honestly, it'd probably be not the hardest thing to do. All you had to do over the past month now is sell Bitcoin Cash above $600 and then buy it below $570. Easy. You've been doing good. I have been refraining from trading at all because I'm expecting that, even though Bitcoin Cash is volatile, and it does this all the way through, and we love it for that reason, for the opportunities it gives us. It's one of the most tradable coins in the space. Little known fact, actually. If you're a real trader in the space, if you're actually paying attention, you have probably loved Bitcoin Cash for a long time, because it is one of the most volatile coins. Even whenever it's trending, it's one of the most one of the most opportunistic coins. I don't know why, but it's just fortunate that it is. And it's somewhat easy to trade. I mean, just imagine you were trading here. Like you literally could have, I don't know, hindsight's 20/20, but there's just so much opportunity here with this steady increase, just up and down and up and down and up and down. That's not going to happen here, right? We have a road that's paved ahead. It's going to take us likely above $2,300, potentially even above $4,000. It's not going to be like this all the way through, right? We're not going to get a bunch of opportunities. I think it's going to be more like this. If we go all the way back, we got to go all the way back. Yeah, more like this. Movements like this, right? Movements like this or like this. And then after it's done, then we'll get the volatility. So that's why I'm refraining from trading, because at any moment now, it could be today, it could be tomorrow, but probably sometime in mid to late January, we're going to get this beautiful breakout. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin Cash broke out before the majority of crypto did as well. But I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. The daily RSI is a bit disappointing. I would have expected that we got to the overbought zone on this attempt, but that's okay. We're rejecting again. I would like it if we could hold these higher lows, but if not, maybe we're doing something different and we can go from there. Stochastics are crossing back down. That's fine. We look bullish overall on the stochastics, and the MACD looks bullish overall too. Very inconsistent, building bearish momentum and then flipping bullish, and then flipping bearish, then flipping bullish, and now we're dying off in bullish momentum again. It's very inconsistent, so it might not be as helpful. But overall, I feel like we are in a very positive environment, and regardless of how low we go, we are soon, very, very soon, my friends, like less than a month from now, we're going to be breaking out in this spectacular fashion. January will be the month of the breakout. If not, maybe within the next couple of days we'll be breaking out. I don't know. But at this point, if Bitcoin Cash isn't taking it upon itself to break out here and we're rejecting, I don't think the rest of the market's going to take off until mid to late January. That's about 2 to 3 weeks from now. I think Bitcoin Cash can consolidate and wait for another 2 to 3 weeks, or maybe break out and then keep doing this stair-stepping stuff, break out higher and then consolidate and then move up and then higher, and then we get the breakout. However it looks. I've got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Very excited for the weeks ahead. Very excited. We've got this weekly bullish cross on the MACD. This is the second week in a row now that we will have this. It's a brand new week here. We're at $602, so we might come down a little bit, but I do expect that we'll probably come back and close right around this level by the end of the week. I don't expect that we will be below $600 for too long. If things change, I'll go over that. I've got nothing else for you guys. Quick mention, and I'll say this in all my videos today, is which I won't be making a lot of videos. We're traveling. I won't be back until after New Year's. I won't be back until after New Year's, but before the 5th of January. So in the meantime, videos might be sparse. I might not do videos on some days. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But there's not going to be as many of them, including today. I don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to leave it there. But I wanted to let you guys know I'm not giving up on crypto. I'm not like stepping away or anything like that. I'm going to see some family. So that's that. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.